is Isabel Concha Foley. She will present the Distinguished Leadership from the Distinguished Leadership Path. Her level 1 project is Researching and Presenting. It is a 5 to 7 minute speech. It is entitled Home Mortgages. So Isabel, home mortgages, Isabel. Are you there, Isabel?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, Isabel. Too many faces.
Thank you, John, for the introduction, and hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I am going to be presenting on Home Mortgages for Dummies 101, or Home Mortgages Explained Simply. There are a dizzying array of mortgages available to consumers these days, which makes it quite difficult for someone who's trying to learn about them. In the heart of things, just remember that a mortgage is a loan backed or secured by real estate. It's more than likely that you've either given a loan or received a loan at some point in your life. Maybe you let your best friend borrow your bike, or your older brother lent you $10. At the end of the day, a loan is a loan. Now let's take a super simple example. Let's just say that you needed to buy a moped. You needed it for work, you needed it to travel, but you didn't have the money to pay for the moped. So you decided to ask your roommate for the money to borrow or to pay for the moped. All loans come with certain conditions or terms. Your roommate decides to let you borrow the money to pay for the moped under the condition that you pay him back in 1 year at 4% interest in monthly payments, and if you were to default on one of your payments, he gets to keep the moped. A mortgage is no different, except that if you were to violate a term of your mortgage, they would take away your piece of real estate rather than a moped. There are many different types of mortgages, but they all pretty much have the same terms. They run over really long periods of time, most commonly being a 30-year period. Sometimes you'll see 15. They are usually paid off monthly. They have interest in them. Right now we are sitting around 3% interest, which is a historic low, and these payments are amortized. Today's modern mortgage is based off of, a building block is based off of amortization, which is quite ironic because the average person doesn't understand what amortization is. It's not taught to us in public schools or in personal finance classes. So if we go back to our moped example, we were paying our roommate off in monthly payments. The monthly payment consisted of you partially paying off the moped and partially paying off the accrued interest. So at the end of your year's time, you should own your moped and have paid off the entire interest amount. In a non-amortized loan, you basically would have to pay an entire lump sum for the moped and an entire lump sum for the accrued interest. It would all be due at one time. Personal loans, moped loans, mortgage loans, they're all pretty much the same thing. If I could give you one piece of advice, it would be that you want to try to negotiate the most favorable terms, especially when it comes to a mortgage, because mortgages run over such a really long period of time, and they're also very expensive. More than likely, one of the most expensive transactions you'll ever make. In order to get a mortgage, you're going to want to apply through either a bank or some type of lending institution. These people are going to scrutinize your financial history to make sure that you are a credible and worthy borrower. You want to impress these banks and lending institutions by showing them excellent credit, a nice stable income, and assets in either a bank account, a 401k, or some type of savings account. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed with home mortgages, just think back to the moped that you borrowed from your roommate, or you can always reach out to me with questions. Fellow Toastmasters,